What would you do if you were stranded in the middle of the ocean, lost in the wilderness, or stuck in the freezing mountains with no way out? For some people, these unimaginable scenarios became reality, and their incredible stories of survival will leave you speechless. Welcome to Top 10 and Top 5, where today we're sharing the top 5 insane survival stories you have to hear to believe. Before we dive into these mind-blowing tales, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. By the end of this video, you'll be inspired and amazed by the strength of the human spirit. Number 5. The Andes plane crash, 72 days in the mountains. Let's start with a survival story so harrowing it inspired books, documentaries, and even a Hollywood movie. In 1972, a plane carrying a Uruguayan rugby team crashed in the Andes Mountains. Of the 45 people on board, only 16 survived. Stranded in one of the harshest environments on Earth, with no food, freezing temperatures, and no rescue in sight, the survivors faced an unthinkable choice. They had to turn to cannibalism, eating the bodies of those who had perished in the crash just to stay alive. After 72 days in the mountains, 2 of the survivors trekked for 10 days across treacherous peaks to find help. Their resilience and determination to survive against all odds is a testament to the power of the human spirit. Imagine enduring months of freezing nights and hunger, clinging to hope when all seemed lost. Could you have done the same? Number 4, Julian Ki Falling from the sky. At just 17 years old, Julian Ki's life changed forever in one of the most shocking survival stories ever recorded. On Christmas Eve in 1971, Julianne and her mother were aboard Lanza Flight 508, which was struck by lightning mid-flight. The plane broke apart, and Julianne fell 10,000 feet into the Amazon rainforest, still strapped to her seat. Amazingly, she survived the fall with only minor injuries, but her fight for life was just beginning. Alone in the jungle, surrounded by deadly animals and no food, Julianne relied on her knowledge of the rainforest to survive. She followed a stream, knowing it would eventually lead to civilization, and drank rainwater to stay hydrated. After 11 days, she was rescued by locals. Her story is a mix of luck, instinct, and sheer willpower. Imagine falling from the sky into one of the most dangerous places on Earth and walking out alive. Are these stories giving you chills yet? If you're as amazed by these tales as we are, make sure to subscribe to Top 10 and Top 5 for more unbelievable stories and incredible adventures. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments, what would you have done in Julianne's place? Now let's keep going because the next survival stories are even crazier. Number 3, Aron Ralston trapped alone in a canyon. If you've seen the movie 127 Hours, then you already know the incredible story of Aron Ralston. In 2003, Aron was hiking alone in Utah's Blue John Canyon when a boulder dislodged and trapped his arm against the canyon wall. For 5 days, Aron was stuck with no way to call for help and no hope of rescue. Running out of food and water, he made the impossible decision to amputate his own arm using a dull multi-tool to free himself. With incredible courage and determination, Aron climbed out of the canyon and hiked 6 miles before he was rescued. His story is a powerful reminder of the strength of the human will to survive, even in the most hopeless of situations. Could you make such a drastic choice to save your own life? Number 2, Steven Callahan, 76 days lost at sea. Imagine being stranded in the middle of the ocean with nothing but a lifeboat and your instincts to keep you alive. That's exactly what happened to Steven Callahan in 1981. While sailing solo across the Atlantic, Steven's boat was struck by a whale and sank, leaving him adrift on a small inflatable raft. For 76 days, Steven fought to stay alive, surviving on rainwater, fish he managed to catch, and sheer mental toughness. He battled extreme sun exposure, storms, and even sharks circling his raft. By the time he was rescued by fishermen near the Caribbean, he had lost over 40 pounds and was barely clinging to life. Steven's story is a masterclass in survival, ingenuity, and perseverance. Imagine drifting for months on the open sea with no land in sight. What would you do to survive? Number 1, Joe Simpson and Simon Yates surviving the death zone. Finally, we come to one of the most dramatic survival stories ever recorded, immortalized in the book and documentary Touching the Void. In 1985, climbers Joe Simpson and Simon Yates attempted to summit Ciudad Grande, a 2,814-foot peak in the Peruvian Andes. On their descent, disaster struck. Joe fell and shattered his leg, leaving him unable to walk. Simon tried to lower him down the mountain using a rope, but in the chaos, Joe fell into a crevasse. Believing Joe was dead, Simon was forced to cut the rope to save himself. a decision that haunted him for years. But Joe wasn't dead. Against all odds, he crawled and dragged himself for 3 days through ice and snow to reach base camp, where Simon was waiting. Joe's survival is a tale of unimaginable pain, courage, and the will to live. Imagine being left for dead in the frozen mountains and fighting your way back to life. It's a story that shows just how far humans can go to survive. From crashing in the Andes to being lost at sea, these incredible survival stories prove that the human spirit is capable of overcoming the impossible. Which story inspired you the most? Could you have made the same choices as Aron Ralston or survived like Julian Ki? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. Join Top 10 and Top 5 for weekly videos packed with unbelievable stories, thrilling adventures, and incredible moments of courage. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Until next time, stay inspired and keep exploring.